Hi, and welcome to another episode of D-Link TV Q&A. I'm Mike, and I'm here with George.
Hello.
And we're here to answer your questions. If you have a question, you can point your browser to www.dlinktv.com, fill out the little web form in the upper corner, and we'll answer your question right here on the show.
There you go.
So today we compiled some questions about media players. We haven't really talked about media players yet. We've talked about some internet cameras and other stuff like that, and now we want to know, now that we have all of that high-speed internet and routing and we get our video files, what do we do with them now?
What cool stuff can you do?
Watching them just on the little window on your PC, you can watch them on your TV. So we're going to start out with Nathan in Dillon, Montana, asks, he wants to know what the difference is between the DSM 320 and the DSM 520.
Right.
So at the base of it, any of the media players that have a 300 number would be a standard definition media player, and anything with a 500 number will be a high definition player.
Right. And in fact, the one he didn't mention was the 510, which is this little guy here. You notice a much smaller form factor than the rack size ones. This is the DSM 510. And it's also somewhat unique in that it supports Intel Vive. And so if you have an Intel Vive PC, this one will sort of plug and play really nicely with it. If you don't have an Intel Vive PC, it still works with standard media players like Windows Media Player.
Right. It'll still do all the streaming from your PC.
Right.
Or a NAS box. That's why we got our 323 out here, was just to kind of point out every now and then.
Right. So you don't always have to have your PC on. If you have something like the DNS 323, it's got a built-in UPnP AV media server.
Right.
And so it'll show up on your network. It's designed to always be left on, so it's much more efficient than leaving your PC on.
Right. So you come home from work, and instead of going into your office or wherever and turning on your PC and then going back in the living room and watching your movie, this guy's sitting there already running. So you just go into your living room, turn on your TV, turn on your media player, and stream straight from the NAS box that's already running.
And look at all the time you've saved.
That's right. and electricity, more importantly.
But in addition, though, one of the really cool things about the 323, as we mentioned before, is it is a NAS device, and it can handle 2 serial ATA drives. And so you can have automatic backup by running a RAID 1 where it's a mirror.
Right.
So everything you write onto it, there's 2 copies.
It's protected.
And so it's kind of important. If a PC crashes, there's so many things that are a pain in the butt, but one of them is getting back the stuff you paid for.
Right.
So if you go into, like, say, the online services where you want to buy or rent videos and things, some of them require that it stays on the PC. Some of them will allow it to go off to a NAS device. It really depends on the implementation.
So what you can do is, when you originally save it to the NAS box, and then you're not moving it, which is usually a no-no.
Right.
So, and the other thing is, you can throw a couple of 500 gig drives in here, and you got plenty of room to store lots of your, movies and files. So the other one is down at the bottom here. This is the 320 RD, and the RD is for card reader and DVD player. So this one has a 6-in-2, I guess what it is, card reader. So, like my mom went to Hawaii and she brought back some pictures of her Hawaii trip. We just pull the SD card out of her camera and plug it right into the 320 RD and watch her pictures of Hawaii right on the screen. So those are the basic differences.
Now, you do have a similar option with the 520 and the 510. In that you can use it's got a USB port, and so if you've got a thumb drive, but you usually can't pull it straight out of the camera. You have to transfer from the camera's flash card onto a thumb drive.
And at that point, you might as well transfer it onto 323, where you get a permanent copy. So, there's different, features on each of the different products, but at the base, the 300 series are standard definition, 500 series are HD.
There you go. And if you go to the website, www.dlink.com, each of these products has their own product page, and at the product page there's the detailed specifications tab, but the top one usually has a table that lists sort of the high-level bullet points of here's the features it supports, here's the formats it supports, things like that. So take a look at that, and that lets you do a comparison of which one you're really interested in.
Right, and if you want to do a basic search, if you search on the D-Link website for DSM, that's D-Link Streaming Media, DSM, and it'll give you a list of all of the different media players.
You now have the magic decoder ring to figure out our product names.
They really mean something.
It's not as random as it appears.
No, it's not. Okay, let's move on to our next question.
Zipping right along.
Sharon in San Diego, California, she has a lot of digital movies on her PC. Most of them play through her DSM 520, but some of them don't. Why is that, and how can she fix the problem?
Yeah, one of the issues is there are a lot of different formats that have been, especially over the years, like AVI came out many, many years ago. And nowadays there are things that are still available in AVI, but a lot of times AVI is used just as a wrapper, effectively.
Right.
And so inside that wrapper can be the actual video file encoded or compressed in any of a whole range of different ways. And so since there's so many different choices, there's only a certain number that you can support in any one device.
Right.
So again, go to the website, see what's supported. But another good way to get around a lot of that is pretty much anything that will play in Windows Media Player 11 will be supported through each of these devices.
Right. Except for the 320, because the 320 will not play WMV files. So we'll just throw that out there.
Right.
So everything else will. What was I going to say?
Transcoding.
Just because something has an AVI extension on it doesn't mean that it is the same as this one with an AVI extension. Right. So, like he said, anything that'll play through Media Player 11 is usually, will play on our media players. But if it won't, if you have a file that just won't play on our media players, there's a company called Nero who makes a transcoding software that you can use to re-encode the software, or the video file, and then it will work with no problem. They're a partner of ours.
Right. So there you go. That way you can actually recreate the file.
Right.
Of course, this has to be one you own, so
yes,
you're on your own for anything else. But we're not going to talk about that, are we?
We're not going to talk about that. So, so the last question that we have is Horatio in Westminster, California. He wants to know how subtitles can be added to the video files that he's playing on his DSM 520.
Right. Now, to actually add subtitles to a video, that means you're actually editing the video file itself. These are video players, not video editing tools.
Right.
And so if it's a homemade video, then there are a lot of editing tools out there where you can do things like subtitles, you can do music in the background, you can do all sorts of cool fading in the out stuff, all that kind of neat stuff.
Right, so when you're rendering the video, so if it's a video, at home that you made on your camcorder, when you're rendering the video, there's software that you could use to add subtitles to that video. But like videos that come, from YouTube or things like that are, downloaded from download services, normally don't have subtitles in them.
Right.
DVDs have the subtitles encoded onto the disc, and you're just telling the DVD player, you're saying, put that information on the screen as well as the video and audio. Unless the file has the subtitle information in it, then it's not going to just show up. So I hope that helps.
There you go. So go to the website, take a look at the different media players. There's also a music media player, the DSM 120, that we don't have displayed here.
Right.
And there's both a 320 and 320 RD. The RD has the disk drive and the card reader.
Yep.
And take a look, see what you see, because it's kind of fun. Once you have a nice whizzy fast network, this is another way to take advantage of it.
This is the way to do it. So so that takes care of it for media players for this round. And we would like to thank you for watching. And if you have a question of your own, point your browser to www.dlinktv.com and fill out the little web form, and we'd be happy to answer your question.
You all come back now, you hear?
Thank you.